Chief Radio.
How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you, Anne-Marie?
I am doing great. I am excited about the new progression that this full moon is supposed to represent.
Really?
Oh,
So,
sounds
I
like I
understand
am
it's
in a.
success, isn't
Sounds like
it?
I have a
It's about
video open.
success, is
Okay,
it? Abundance, is that it?
that is right.
That's what I've been hearing lately about this winter moon, this snow moon that we've had. And in Illinois,
Yes.
it brought with it a bunch of snow because we didn't really have snow until February, which is odd, because we had a very balmy January, and it was kind of eerie in a pretty way. One of those feelings you
Did you
go,
see?
gee,
Was
it's
it was the
nice
full
out,
moon
but
really beautiful where you were at?
well, actually, it was large when I saw it yesterday. And when was it full? Because I know for a few days it looks full, but it really isn't. And I didn't check my
Well,
calendar, my
I
full.
had a friend that told me that her entire farmyard was just completely lit up like a
Oh
diamond.
yeah,
And
lately it's been like that.
the moon is supposed to be the closest. It's almost a super moon. I don't think it's
Hmm.
quite a super moon, but it says that it is probably going to be the closest to the Earth that this year is going to see. I think there's two of
Well, it
them
looked
this
big.
year.
It looked big to me when I saw it. And it seems to me that the last two full moons we've had have been very bright. And I live out in the
Right.
country, so it's supposed to be
Yep.
dark beyond our street. We're supposed to look out and see nothing. But lately, I didn't even need to turn on the yard lights. I just walk outside and look around and go, wow, ballpark lighting. It's really
Yeah,
something.
and how cool
You
is
know, and
that,
I
huh?
and I have to say, all those pretty super moons that people mention, the red moon, the ruby moon, the blue moon, and all this stuff, every time that I have gone to see any of those, except for one, I saw
Uh-huh.
one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But all of them, it was a cloudy night, and I'd never seen any of.
Oh.
Yes, but I saw one, and I could have sworn there was one I looked at last year, and I think it was around this time last year, and I kept saying it's funny, but I saw three other objects floating around that
Oh, you probably
at the
did.
time. Yeah, and I saw like three other things lit up. And I thought, what else is it? What? And I called somebody out. I called one of my friends out there, one of my roommates, to look at it. I said, "Did you see something else up there?" And they're like, "No, there's nothing else lit up." And I thought, this is really weird because when I looked up there, I saw like a couple of other things that were smaller that were lit up, and I just didn't see them after that point.
You
And I
know,
thought it was kind
I
of
think
odd.
I think that more and more and more people are seeing things,
Yeah, maybe I'm seeing
seeing
things.
more they're seeing more lights and more objects than ever before. And
Yeah.
if it's something making its announcement that it's going to land soon, well, that's kind of awesome. We just hope they come in peace and not
Well,
to eat us.
I think if they wanted to harm us, they would have done so already. If they have the technology to get from where they're at to where we are, and
Right.
if they know how to ride the waves, because it's a long distance that they come from. And I'm sure that they have figured out how to use the portals, our time space,
Oh, well, when you
you
think
know,
about how
anomalies. I'm
many,
sure that they've
yes.
figured that out, that they could do this because they always, people who have seen UFOs, they always remark that first they see it and it goes like it just disappears really quick all of a sudden
Right.
and goes someplace. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's because they figured out a way to ride, our wave, the wave in a way that we've never thought of before. And it's all technological. They have the
I think
technology.
actually our government
But I
knows a
think,
lot more than it's telling us.
yeah, and
I
I think
and
that they should probably keep away from the likes of human beings until we've evolved
oh
more
yeah, you
because
know
we're
what?
not a friendly planet.
It's
We're just
not. We're
not.
still very
No, we're not.
chimpanzee-ish. We
Yeah, we're
still
not.
think we have to fight and war and kill,
Yeah,
and we still think that is proof of our civilized dominance. And
yeah. So
it
I
just
wouldn't
seems
expect to
as
be
if,
meeting any aliens.
well,
If they're smart,
it's
they'll
just
keep
like
out of. Yeah.
what they say about Sasquatch.
Mhm.
I hope that they don't catch Sasquatch
Oh, I hope they don't.
because
Yeah.
because I cannot see that there's a theory that Sasquatch may have been it's either one of the more primitive ones that somehow learned to avoid the human race and escape,
Interesting.
but through highly intuitive abilities, and
Oh,
maybe they say even the ability to disappear, um, that
well,
or camouflage or cloak itself, that it's
well,
been
think
able
about it.
to,
They've managed to avoid us for a very long time.
yes,
They've managed to avoid being
yes,
seen for a very long time. I would have to say they must know something about
they have
camouflage.
they I would say we may have the brains and the intelligence, but they have other abilities that make them as frontal lobish as humans, only in a different part of themselves that is as progressed and outstanding as maybe eventually they will come to have intelligence and will come to be able to have the abilities they have. But either way, I think that they never catch one. And they're,
Yeah.
they keep saying that, that story about the people that went into the Russia, they were camping in the mountains or something, and how they found them with their eyes gouged out, and
Oh boy.
um one woman had her eyes gouged out and her tongue cut off, and then
Oh,
there were two other people that were found. But they said that just at the same time that this occurred, there had been some kind of, I don't know what it was. It was a missile or satellite or something that created a huge, huge explosion that vibrated the land and may have, who knows, created a sense of complete chaos and shock within uh, you know, that section of Russia. That section of Russia is going through shit all the time anyway.
well, it is a remote place, I guess, and the more remote you get, the more likely, you're going to have things that have been hiding from civilization, or and those remote areas are being used by those who figure, well, it's remote, so we'll have privacy. And then
Right.
you find, so because there are still places that we don't get to. There are
Oh
still
yeah.
places that we have not explored. I know it seems hard to believe, but there's still a lot that we don't know
Like
about our own planet.
gosh, like under the ocean.
Hmm.
It appears that my light is going in and out, and
Uh-oh.
that's my it's my foot. It's my foot is stepping
Oh,
on my.
it's your foot
Anyway,
light.
I'm strobing.
It's just
Um,
roving out.
yeah, so I did want to kind of look at our room. I want to say that I will pay attention to
Okay,
both.
Lemon
We
Zest
have
says hey. Caitlin
yeah.
says hi. I have
Oh,
YouTube
you
up.
have her? Good, good, good.
Yeah, and people are saying hello. Um,
Are you typing back?
No, because it's not easy to do. It's not easy to pay attention to what somebody's saying and then to have another conversation with somebody. It's very
Yeah.
distracting to me. I try, but it's very distracting because then people start texting you when you're trying to talk, and I just get no, no, no. So
Well,
I don't
between the two of
usually,
us, we'll figure it out.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just kind of trying to pay attention to the room, and we have
Mm. Now,
Jan.
I'm looking at it,
And
but there's not much I can do about it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Well, guys, we
Caitlin says she's new here. Okay,
Caitlin. We will
and she
hope that.
sends us hearts.
Oh, well, thank you, Caitlin. And Lemon
Thank you,
Zest
Caitlin.
says, hey, Lemon Zest was here first. And we do
Okay.
want to tell you that if you would like a reading, we ask you to give our video a like. And that once we see you have given us a like, then we will give you a reading. That's your penny for the your penny for the free reading. That's about where it stands. But I do want to say that we have in this time of, and I'm looking at the different. Um, Here we go. In it's in our blog. So I have all kinds of
Okay.
things to say about the full moon while we are
Yeah.
looking, and I do want to get to lemon zest, and we will give you a reading. But the main thing is to remember that one of the things it says about the February snow moon is in Leo, and it's the first super moon, full moon of 2020. And it says also, oh, wouldn't you know it? It gives me a little thing that says join our
Yeah.
page, and
Huh.
we'll let you see the rest. On said February
Oh,
9th,
oh,
on
oh, that
February
is
9th,
so
we will
irritating.
experience. It says you will experience passion and heightened energy and courage to give you the initiative and the strength to chase your greatest desires in 2020. This is the first of two supermoons to experience this year and will reach its peak at 2:33 a.m. Eastern. And the supermoons occur when the full moon is the closest to the Earth as it moves about its elliptical orbit, making them appear about 30% brighter and larger than usual. And it says this incredibly luminous supermoon will see us experience more heightened energy, as it was saying. It also says Leo is ruled by the sun. So anytime that we have a full moon in Leo, we experience a supercharged energy portal that shines a divine light down on those things in our lives that feel heavy and dark. So, hey, you Leos, and I know one of them out there, that you are experiencing any kind of doom and gloom, this is the time that it's all going to lift and things are going to become outstandingly better. You're going to have fire in your soul, and you're going to be able to connect with your inner sun, clearing away anything that seems to dim, as I said, dim, the light went out, your inner flame. And it says it's a reminder that life is made to be experienced, not controlled. The universe will help us feel more connected than ever before in our true life's path. And we are asked to take some time for self reflection and what brings you a sense of purpose. What sets your soul on fire and fans your inner flame? And you will be showered with a divine clarity to clear away anything that separates you from your purpose and fails to bring peace within your life. Out the door it will go.
There
And
you
it
go.
says it is an incredibly strengthening and motivating moon filled with incredible restorative energy. So that's what we have for that.
Wow, I
So,
think that sounds great. I hope that we all can benefit from it. Um, Lately, I've been getting. I had subscribed or I had done a few. I communicated with a few sites a long time ago, and now I get these numerology. messages and, oh, things are happening for you. Oh my goodness, your numbers are on fire, your charts are on fire. Oh my goodness. Big things coming your way. And yeah, you get to a point you go, yeah, 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 and then sign up and pay, and and it's the same thing. I just,
Well, you
so
have
I
you
just
have to re,
you
you
have to
have to re,
really go by your gut, and you have to
well,
feel it.
and you have to go
Yeah,
by the natal scout, that
right,
just not
exactly,
everybody under one birth sign is going to be the same because we are an
exactly,
equation of two or three different planets, probably more than that. Eric Linter, where are you?
right.
And you
So
just
don't be
you,
disappointed if it doesn't turn out the way. Like, that was my point in telling you this, is that just because it didn't apply to me per se doesn't mean that was wrong, you know, because we are, like what you said, we are a combination, we are an equation, we are the end of the equation, or we're part of it in some ways, but even who we are a combination of when we were born, the time of year, when we were actually born, when we were conceived, what part of the country, uh,
yeah,
also, what century,
the
also,
time of
your own
birth,
your own life experiences and those
I
other people that you spent your life around that helped form your personality, and your environment that helps form your personality as well.
I
Because
think
if you
there's
have a completely different setup, you're going to be a completely different person. Let's face it. you know.
That's right. And what really irks me is when you meet somebody that says, "Oh, Scorpios. I can't stand Scorpios."
That's
And
so
it's just like,
unfair. Yeah.
it's so unfair because I'm a Scorpio, but
Hmm.
I also have Capricorn and I have um I can't remember all of them.
Oh, I
I'd
get the
have to
same
go
thing for Gemini. If I say Gemini, people go, "Oh my goodness!" And actually, I don't really get along with all Geminis. Just because we're Geminis doesn't mean we're going to get along. I have a
yeah, because
Taurus moon. I have
I
Virgo
that's it.
rising,
I
a
do too.
Taurus
I do
moon.
too.
That makes me different. Yeah.
Taurus too. I have Taurus in my moon too, I
Hmm.
believe, and I
So
have
that kind of
Capricorn
makes me a little
rising.
earthier. Yeah.
So actually a Scorpio birth sign, but I'm more Capricorn with that Taurus moon, so that makes me pretty earthy.
Right. And I was
And
put on the cusp of Cancer, and
ah,
yeah, I'm on the
oh,
last day of Gemini. I was born.
ah,
My birthday is the day before the summer solstice, so that's one of my favorite days. Of course, it is one of my favorite times of the year. Not just because of my birthday, because I do love the summer solstice. Because I
hmm,
love spring and summer, my favorite times of the year.
yeah. Well, the thing is, it's all good. I mean,
It
I'm
is.
just
It is.
we
But we
we
have our
just have to
favorites.
stop segregating. I mean, I
Yeah.
look at this whole thing between Republicans and Democrats, and it's really nothing more than the
Oh,
Hatfield and
it's
the
just.
McCoys. It's
And
the
they could change their
Hatfield and the
minds.
McCoys.
They
And
flipped.
what?
They have flipped. I mean, I have known they don't just stay within, there's people in their whole lives, they stay Republican, Democrat, whatever they have. But the politicians that they vote for, a lot of times they were something else before, and not all of them stay the same. Not all of them are going to stay Democrats. Not all of them will stay Republicans. And some will flip
No,
to see who, okay, it's like, well, gee, maybe I'll run on the Democratic. It's all, the people that are running do not believe in it as much as those who are doing the voting. It's like they're not as dedicated to it as we are. Whatever a political party a person chooses, and some people don't really choose any, they just vote for the person. But there are those people who stay within a certain party and they think, I'm safe with this party, and they vote for people in that party without really realizing that maybe that person was something else before, and they flipped their choice because they'll get more votes,
well, I think
or
I heard
something. It's
somebody
like it's
say
very hard to trust.
we need a brand new party.
Yeah,
When it gets to the point where two parties want to kill each other.
Hmm.
It's time, what do you do when you get a bunch of naughty kids and they're all in the room and they're trying to beat each other up? You try to divert them, or you try to look at different options. And my feeling is that this guy, I can't remember which one he was, just another head, another public speaker, but did make sense. It's getting to the point where we really need to have a unity department or
Yeah.
unity party where everybody is not trying to kill each other, and even they're to the point where even the Democrats are split into three different ways, and the Republicans are the conservatives, and the Republicans it's all so fractured. It's all silly. It's all Hatfield and
I would
McCoy's.
like it to be a situation where both parties have so many good points to them that I would have a tough choice deciding
Oh, wouldn't that
between the
be
two.
great?
I am tired of always picking a certain party, mainly because I don't want the other party in there. But it's not so much out of love for the other party. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like a lot of times I'm put in a position where I have to vote against a party, not really vote for a party. It's so nice to feel so good about a party I believed in all ways, or at least in most ways, that I would say, gee, they both have a lot of great points. I would love that to be a tough decision. I would love it, really.
Well,
Wouldn't
I
that be
think I
nice?
I think it's just gotten to the point where everybody's shouting and nobody's listening,
It's
and
true.
and and everybody has a higher agenda. And I couldn't believe, like, for instance, that one, I'm not even going to say the name, that this guy that was in Iowa. Hello, everybody. I'm in Iowa, and I was at the caucus, and I was
Oh,
really
yes.
trying hard. But the main thing is this one guy was 1 point less than the other guy, and now he wants to turn everything upside down so that he can prove his 1 point was a tie. Oh, come on. Get
Oh,
over it. Get over it. Anyway, we need to get to readings. Um,
hmm.
the
Well,
main
that's what
thing
we're
is
here
that
for
we
anyway.
can't change the world, and people are always going to
No,
be
and I'm not a
idiots.
political person, and I'm no expert on it. And I'm sure
Mhm.
people didn't tune in to hear my thought on what's going on politically.
No, well, sorry, guys. We don't want to
Yeah, we're
talk
not
about
going to do that to
politics.
you.
It's a complete bummer. Okay, I'm going to go to lemon zest.
Okay,
Lemon zest. You have noticed that you have not given us a like, and maybe you didn't want to get a reading. So, are you still with us, lemon zest? If you are not, then I will go on to Caitlin. Caitlin, are you here? And she liked. Caitlin
okay,
liked. Caitlin, did you have a question? If you do, please type it. Lemon zest. If you have a question, please type it. Anybody that is watching this show, we're on the right side of the video under chat. All you have to do is type your question, and you don't have to give your name. You just have to type a question. We'll take care of it. And Caitlin is new here. I think we'll just give Lemon Zest a reading anyway and give Caitlin a reading, and we will,
who do you
if
want
they
to go
come
with
back,
first? You want
go
me
with
to take
Lemon
lemon?
Zest. Lemon Zest
Okay,
was here first.
let me see what lemon zest. We're just gonna. I'm just gonna give a cold reading without knowing, and
Hmm.
I think sometimes those are fun.
They are.
Those are because it I'm also very curious to see if I can hit it without really knowing without physically hearing the question. I am seeing in lemon zest we have the moon upside down, and it does show that this was a creative time. That lemon zest has had a creative time, but it also was a time filled with dark moods and depression. And I do see that
Mhm.
creative block was something of the past, and I do see in the current time represented by the Three of Wands. I do see that with some careful planning, things have gotten better. A goal, and or some project that has been on the table for a while is now will be realized or has been recently realized or is really on the way. So as this is a very good card in your present time. It means that now you're moving forward. You had some problems, things have improved, and that's really good. And I do see in the near future, and this is all threes here, three of cups. This could be 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. But I do see you will be rewarded. I see good things coming from this project getting off the ground. I do see good harvest, abundance that has people dancing, holding up cups, because I do see that this is an active period coming by. I see fun coming to you and some very successful relationships, both creatively and personally, and kind of mixing the two together. It's great. I do see a good time ahead of you. So you come from a bad time. At the present time, you're working on it, and all this is good, and it's all going to go good. So that's great, lemon zest. Okay,
Okay,
what do you
Caitlin
think?
says that she's back. Caitlin, go ahead and type a question. When we're done with lemon zest, we will
Okay,
look at you. Um,
okay, we're ready for
okay,
Caitlin.
first of all, I do want to say that lemon zest, when I look at what came up on you, it says some stuff may have gone down and you weren't real happy with it, but it says you learned your lesson. You learned your lesson. And what that means is that now you can expect the best. You can expect that something happened, whether it was a relationship dysfunction or whether it was a job that didn't work out, whatever it is, you can expect the best now. Now, let the past go. Okay? Let the past go because it doesn't matter anymore. Do not allow yourself to get all freaked out about the little things that happens. See that person on the pathway? They're far, far away. So you need to let that go and understand that you've learned a powerful lesson and things are only going to get better now. And that's what I have with as limited as we have. Caitlin just wants a general reading. You betcha, Caitlin.
Okay,
Thank you.
Caitlin,
Thanks.
Six of
Uh-huh.
Pentacles in your recent past or in your past in general. It says that you've had a. It tells me that you've had a limitations on income and funds just weren't there for you. You've either or you've been passed over for something. You were supposed to get money and you didn't get it, or it was just it just there was no support for your financial plans, and that's coming to an end. I do see that if it hasn't ended already, the problem will be improving soon, or it has begun already. I do see that with the Nine of Pentacles, you're monetarily safe, and I'd say that things are more on even keel. I do say you need to still keep an eye on your financial interests because this is Pentacles. This is all money, all monetary things. You know, this isn't. This is all. You just have to really rely on your own instincts, okay, involving these funds. That's what this card is trying to tell you. Now, apparently, you might even come into a larger sum of money than what you're used to seeing. So this is all very good, but you're also being cautioned, like, be careful with it and try to make sure that people don't try to rip you off. Because you know how it is, you know, as soon as people have something, and you know, other people might want it. So, but
Hmm.
I do see this working out for you, and you are being encouraged to do some planning if you're going to make any investments or projects that involve money. And because again, I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles, and now it's upside down, and that means things are going to be out of balance, and you have to be careful of
Hmm.
that. But I would say if you you know, don't let things get so monotonous that you're not paying attention, because you're going to need to pay attention. And if you are paying attention, um, if there's just simply if there's an idea that will be brought to you, and the idea won't sound right, and it is that little thing is going to make it not work. And so, for the future, do your research and make sure the idea is sound. Like part of the idea might be good, but the part that doesn't work is the part that will doom the success. Keep that in mind. Okay. Now this is in twos. It could be twos, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Um, but watch out for this little thing that doesn't sound right. And really, it could work as long as you have this worked out. But don't just, if somebody tries to gloss over some flaw, then there's a reason why they're glossing over it. That's the sticky part. If you don't like it, don't get involved. And if you can't work it out, then don't get involved, okay? But it looks pretty good. I see your money working out for you. I see that there were problems before. You're getting that fixed. It has worked out. But now you got to watch out what you do with it, okay? Keep that in mind.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to go in here quick. I want to say hey to Katie, my soul sister. I want to say hi to eMusic, and
Hi,
the hi to
eMusic.
Jan. We have
Hi,
Jan
Katie.
also. Jan called on the line, and she, or no, she's also, we need to give Jan one as well. But everybody's asking for generals. So here's what comes up, Caitlin. For whatever reason, honey, the first thing that comes up is I get this card, and it
Oh,
says that I don't know
ow.
if you're seeing it.
Yeah, I see it.
It's
Ow.
okay. It
That's
said that
awful. Yeah.
it's an awful. It said someone was not
Yeah.
honest with you, honey.
Yeah. That
Someone
hurts.
pulled a fast one on you, and may have really hurt you. And your reading says that for the future, you need to watch out about one thing. This guy, he stands for somebody that has his shit together, and this one means victim of circumstances. Honey, please stop pulling in the broken winged birds. If you are finding yourself in a situation where you're the good guy that or the good lady that's always pulling in the sad broken people, understand that you are not learning your lesson. This is the hangman, but it's in reverse, which means not learning your lesson. So what your reading said is, Caitlin, is that I don't know, do you have a kid? Because it says there was possibly an enterprise or something that was new in your life in the past, or maybe it's a child, and it says, make what you know that you have for sure your highest priority. Forget about all the other stuff. And understand that that way, my love, you will be the victor. And I also show Caitlin, you are such an awesome lady. You are the Queen of Wands. You are a sweetheart. And so, what does it mean, my love? If I look at that beyond the flashing light that keeps going on and off, what comes through says, and drum roll please, it says the common denominator of your reading is be flexible. If you want to have change in your life, be flexible, be willing to try new things, and stay away from those broken winged birds that drag your life down and have been hurting you. Okay? That's what I have. All right. So, um,
We have
we,
e-music.
well, we
And,
actually, we really need to get to Jan. We
oh,
do have, excuse me, I'm so mean to be down here on the table here. Um, but let's see, Jan wants a general, so go ahead. I've got to get this light working.
oh, Jen?
Jan,
Jan? Okay, hold on.
yeah, Jan.
Oops. Oh, I have a
Here
card that,
I
okay.
am.
No, I had a card that just flew out for Jan. But I'm
All
going to look
right.
at that in just a second. I want to get her other cards out here. Okay. Um, okay. In the past here, I do see for Jan, I pulled justice, And I do see that, this tells me that there's a lot of personal integrity involved with Jan. You're a very fair person, and you're the kind of person who's always taken responsibility for your own actions. You're a real strong, right angled sort of person that's just really
A
wonderful. Um,
right
but
angle
I do
person,
see
huh?
that with the Five of Wands at work, I think people are kind of playing a fast one on you. I am seeing that in the background with work we have the rods and they're upside down, and I do see that somebody isn't being honest with what's going on at work. Something might be missing. You might have some theft. Funds, like the coffee pot funds might be empty or something, or hopefully it's something that simple and less serious. So it could also be, um, I'd say, you don't want to come down as a real grouch, but I'd say just be don't underestimate the people that you work with. And sometimes there are people that will do things sometimes out of desperation. So try to understand what's going on and why it has happened. Okay, I do see that. To conclude it is that we have here the tower. I see coming. Oh, and what we have
Mm.
here is 10, 16, 7. Seven's figure here with the tower. And I do see possibly in 7 weeks, 7 days, 7 weeks, I do see that you're going to be upset over a broken relationship. There's a potential there for a relationship to fall apart. And I do think that you have to be careful with really you have to pay attention to certain aspects of your life, and like I said before with this work thing, pay attention to what you think is going on there, because if you suspect something, then I'd have to say you're probably right. And if you have the feeling that someone has just finished talking about you, you're probably right, because human beings do know these things. We can sense it. So I would say that you need to pay attention, because if you're not paying attention, lightning will strike that tower and everything will fall apart. But it is the kind of thing that after it happens, you'll sit back and you'll say, you'll survive it. And you'll say, you know what? It's for the best.
Yep,
You'll say, fine. You'll say, fine then. That's it.
yep.
Fine. Okay? So you'll be okay. And you'll be okay. Okay? Okay.
Not only will you be okay, but I have, woohoo, it'll be wonderful. So that's
Oh,
it.
yeah. I'll
This
bet.
is this says woohoo, it'll be wonderful. So
Wow. It actually
um,
says that too.
uh-huh. And it says, make sure remember that there's an old Bible verse that says, "Thy will be done." And sometimes when it comes to your guides and your angels, it is really important to remember that you have to call on your healer guides. Call on your healer guides. Let them know that you put it in their hands and you're going to be just fine. And really, all these things that Joseph was talking about, you're just going through a good old fashioned aura cleanse. You're
Yeah.
being cleansed by energy, cleansed by God, cleansed by your angels. And that's why, woohoo, it's going to be wonderful. Okay? That's what I have.
Okay.
All right. We have to go to, I do want to say that we take the people when they come in line. And e-music, thank you for joining us. And then we're going to go to Miss Katie. And eMusic says, could I get a general reading with some tossed info for Valentine week?
Well, as I see for Valentine week and what we have in the present day, and this is after, I see in your past, you just had really great relationships and friendships. Your past is represented by the Ace of Cups, which is like the loving, the major loving cup. You have a wonderful background of love, and you have a lot of love to give, and there's also a lot of love around you. I do see now that at this time we have the Knight of Cups in your present time, and that's great for Valentine's Day because the Knight of Cups is this is a person, a romantic and calm person who makes decisions with the heart. So this is a wonderful thing, and this is somebody who thinks before acting and is just a very sensitive person. I do see a possible invitation for you or a proposition, and if we're talking love, I'd say this person is considerate and generous. So I'd say sounds like a great time to me, and it sounds like a very nice person, really. Um, I do see that in the '09s, I have the Nine of Swords, and we've seen what it looks like. It's an awful looking card. It's very emotional, and it's like knives in the heart. It hurts. But this one's upside down, and I do see that you're somebody who might cause their own pain. I do see a tendency to cause pain, and I don't
Are you
understand why.
talking about
Because
self-sabotage?
yes, because also there's maybe perhaps you have a need for drama. Okay, things are so wonderful, you want to shake it up, and I'd say if you have a need for drama, I'd say take a drama class, really, and it will help to release some of these
You
emotions
don't
that
know.
kind of build up. They don't get any exercise. Maybe you can write down these things that go on in your head. Sometimes people have an argument waiting to happen, but there's really no reason for them to expel this energy. So I think maybe what you might need to do is get some exercise. Avoid getting don't get sedentary. Get some exercise. Walking is very good for you if you have a safe place to walk, and there's a good reason for that. It exercises both sides of the brain. Okay, so if you need to make a major decision, if you're just upset and someone has you so upset, the best thing you can do is to go take a walk. Because when you move the right side, the left side, it does help you. It helps your brain also physically. It really does. So that's what I see. And you just need to make sure that don't sabotage what's good. Don't get angry at something that really doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be an argument. And actually, there were other people in your life who deserve that deserve your anger, and the people who are in your life now love you very much, and they don't deserve any anger. They all have your best intentions, and they all have your what do you call your they all
Yeah.
have you. And they what's the what's it? Um, they're on your
Having a
side.
senior
These are
moment?
people who you do not need to be angry at these people. Okay, there were people who you needed to be angry at, but not now. And make sure that don't create drama with people
Forgive
that
and
don't
forget.
deserve it. Forgive and just for yourself, so you can move on. Yeah, yeah. That's all I
And
got to
and
say.
I'm going to add to okay. And interestingly, I came up with the devil,
Oh,
which indicates somebody that tends to be into drama, to obsess about things. And yes, it could be your love of competition, challenges, almost to the point where or bad boys. It could be anybody that you feel is a little on the dramatic, bad boy, or somebody. So I would say, understand this. You have the Ace of Cups in your reading. And the Ace of Cups means that there is somebody in your future that is a real sweetheart. And my feeling is that you have a lot of love to give. And I do believe if you pick wisely, here's the sun. which
Oh,
says you will find your brilliant, happy Valentine. Am I promising it'll be on Valentine's Day? I don't know that it will be, but I can tell you this. If I look at the common denominator of e-music, of why things are happening for you the way they are, other than sometimes getting tunnel vision and just seeming to have a hard time moving on, it says you like being the boss.
mm,
And sometimes when people love competition and love challenges and love leadership, they can sometimes have a really hard time learning how to just be one of the flock. And
mhm,
I think that your love of drama and your love to stand out and your love to be in charge may be something that maybe in 2020 I see if you will find what you're looking for, but just try to give up a little bit of that being in charge. Being in charge is good, but too much of it can be a pain in the butt. All right, Miss Katie, here we go. Miss
uh-oh.
Katie's getting her reading, and Miss Katie is a Leo, and she
Oh,
wants to know what's going to happen for the next 3 months.
Miss Katie.
Miss Katie lives in, she lives over by where Popcorn, the moonshiner, lived, and
Well,
he had his own television show there for a while. Okay,
okay, I would say that Miss Katie has had some belief systems or some long time beliefs shaken up recently. And it's represented by the tower. And I do see that, I see that is the Queen of Wands. I see that Katie is a very popular and outgoing woman. I see her as attractive and healthy and very fit, fashionable. But I do see that something has gone amiss in the present day, and I do see like a sudden crisis has thrown you off your balance, and it's very upsetting. It seems like every aspect of your life has just been kind of like hit by lightning. But not to worry, because like I said, we've had this card before, and really what it means is that this card wants to also remind us that it was for the best, because there'll be a moment where you'll say, you know what, fine, it was for the best. When you think of it in the long run, this wasn't going to do. So it had to change. So I do see that this is something that I see in the present day. It might have been a realization that that it's the kind of card where trouble helps you to get rid of something or somebody that actually you needed to get rid of and you just didn't realize it. Okay? And so I do see that's something that you're dealing with now, and I do see that in the future, I don't see any. We have the Two of Swords, which means no major changes and very few events after that time. It's like this will be, it's like you might even be closed off for a little while after this. You might not want to get involved with somebody for a while. You might just want to just say, no, you know what? No, I'm done. I'm crossing myself off, and that's it for now. And I do see that it's like you're going to take a slight little retreat away from some of these things that hit your tower, okay? But you'll be okay in the long run. This sort of seclusion, sometimes we have to close ourselves off after we experience something like that. This is something that we do. And don't stay that way forever, but you might have to do it temporarily. Okay, that's what I got. Anne Marie.
okay. If I do a 3 month reading for you, Miss Katie, what I have for the month of February, take your time. Just relax. Just go with the flow. Just realize you've walked into a new door of the universe, whether it be your gardens or your chickens or whatever, and just take your time. In March, laugh. In March, it says, continue to have a damn good time.
I like those cards.
Dance, do whatever it takes to be in the moment of being in joy. I think that you've gone through that challenge that Joseph said. It's time to relax, it's time to laugh. And lastly, your reading says, you're going to notice that in, let me see, April. April is a time where you're going to get a lot of instant feedback by the people that enjoy you, that have seen you laugh, that have seen you be slowed down and in the moment. I believe that you're going to see your health get better. I believe that you're going to see your gardens blossom. I believe that everything will be very, very good. But just remember, that it's important that you take your time, laugh, and you're going to see a lot of good results of that from April. So April's a good time to make some plans and see how others, whether it's leading in a garden group or leading in, whatever it is you love to do. And I believe that you'll get a great response. All right, so we're going to go to Bonita Bela, and then we'll go to Taro Mail. I'm going to
Okay.
check into our room here. We have, okay, I do not see anybody. Okay, so we're going to
Okay.
go into the Bonita Bela. Hi, Ann. Hi, honey. So we're going to give Bonita a reading. Bonita, I'm going to give you to Joe.
Well, let's see. I'm not seeing anybody coming towards you romantically right now. I do see it more being work related, where people seem to be coming to you for things. And it would be nice if someone would come to you with a bouquet of flowers or something, but I'm not seeing it here. But I do see that you are being told that you're going to have some obstacles, and it has to always do with work. I'm seeing that what we have here is the Three of Wands, and wands symbolize work. And I am seeing it's like you're going to have to do some planning in order for a goal to be realized. So if you're looking at a relationship, I find it hard to believe that you'd have to plan this. But I am seeing that if you do it right, I'd see it working out. So it's kind of weird. It's like maybe it's not a spontaneous thing happening. It's something that you're trying to, kind of work it your way a bit. I am seeing that with the solid planning, you could get this. It could turn around for you. I do see that, but I'm seeing it like this is all business. I'm seeing this is like all work related. It doesn't seem very personal to me, but I don't know why that would be. But that's what I see at the present time, and I'm not seeing. Oh, romance. Maybe it's a different kind of romance. Maybe it's like a work-related, project-y kind of thing where that's the draw, that's the attraction, that's the turn on. Is the work. And so, if it's
Oh
like
no, it's
that,
the end of our show. Okay,
oh,
okay,
it'll work
guys,
out.
if you
Plans will work.
go, our show is ending, but I do want to say that, uh, yeah,
Well, that came
okay,
up fast, didn't it?
yeah, I'm going to continue giving these guys the end of their readings. If they gave
We've
us
got
a
4
I want to
minutes.
make sure.
I'm
I
seeing 4
can,
minutes.
I'll just text them, okay?
Okay,
Because,
okay.
all right.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is achieveradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/achieveradio.
Hi, I'm Anne Marie. Welcome to Achieve Holistic, Spiritual, and Self-Improvement Psychic Radio. Here's a tip. Pull back your shoulders, lift up your rib cage, and tuck in your butt. Aligning your chakras will help you to absorb a more positive state of mind.